We're here. We're live. All right. It's the night of the takeover of TikTok. It's gone. And we're here on YouTube now. Here's our setup. I know everyone's always curious about what everything looks like. I've got a couple of different lights set up in here. I've got a little, like some art supplies over here. And, ooh, forehead. Hi. And then if you look over on the other side of the room, this I'm going to get rid of. Everything's going to go to my studio from that side of the room. This is going to turn into a bedroom. Really, everything is happening. Ooh, everything is happening for a reason. Literally, for a reason. Because, like, I've been streaming on TikTok for the past, what, 4 years? And I haven't, like, since I got started painting, I haven't had a bedroom since. This entire room where you're supposed to keep your, your bed and go to sleep at night and have privacy and all that. I didn't need that. I needed workspace more than I needed personal space. Okay, so I am Gigi from Green Goodies, and I paint portraits. Well, I paint a lot of things, but especially portraits. And so I was thinking today for the video that we would just do a little portrait play to like finish up this sketchbook, and you can send me pictures of yourself if you'd like, your pets, of your hands even. Like I have a lot of different little projects going on all at one time. So I'm really excited for you to be here to witness it. And this sketchbook is amazing. One of my favorite, like this is definitely one of my favorite sketchbooks. And I've bought quite a few. Insert clip here. But really, I have so many of them, just like even right next to me. I have a couple other ones as well. And if you want to know what my favorite sketchbook is, drop a comment and I will do a whole review and tell you what my favorites are. Both of these two right here are from the Handbook Company. And they're different. This one's got more texture on it. Can you see that texture? Yeah. And so I've done a lot of different mediums in here. The pages, thick. Thick, you hear it? Super thick. And I had so much fun just like creating in here and figuring things out. And there's still more pages, so we have more to go with that one. This one is like a very heavy grams per square meter for the paper. Very thick paper. Versus this one, very much thinner, but you can use a lot of mediums on it still. You get a little crinkle, a little wear and tear from the water, but you can do beautiful work in here. You don't have to pay too much to do really cool stuff. You just have to take a lot of time and effort for yourself. This is honestly one of my favorite sketches. And it was just like an airport quick one that we did. But yeah, let me know if you want to have some sketchbook tours. I love watching them personally. But here we go. This is not the Handbook Company. This is a Stillman and Byrne, the Zeta series. And it is almost full. If you look through it really quick, there's a couple pages that really didn't get much loving, and we just did this one. This was our very last page that we were working on TikTok. RIP to the platform. I do want to say I appreciate TikTok because I was able to connect with so many people, and we were able to have like real connection, not just the surface level kind of agreement one. But yeah, that was something that I still have to like process and reflect on because it just literally happened tonight, a couple hours ago. But anyways, so let's go through and fill up this sketchbook. There's a couple of pages that we just have to do. Like, look at that, full page, a full page. This one, there's some space we could add to. I'm not opposed to it. And remember, like, art doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to have a storyline or a purpose. It just, we need to process everything that went down today. Honestly, this was my friend Katie Hogan. She's a talented artist in her own right, and this was one of her studio sessions with her, and a painting she was in the process of finishing. Super cool to have artist friends. Oh, here's another page we can totally fill. And here's another blank one. Oh, we've got quite a few blankies. We've got a bunch of little blank pages we can get something on, including this very first page. This may end up taking more than just one night to do, but we'll do our best. And if you want to be involved and you want to be drawn or sketched or painted, there's a link in my bio to submit your photo. Okay. Some little like tips and tricks, things I like. This is a squeeze bottle. Just like you can buy squeeze bottles. I put the date when I put what's in here, just because you never know. And this is a little bit of acrylic, like hot pink fluorescent paint with some water, distilled water added, so that it could thin down and make for a really nice like tone layer. I'm excited. I love using that. I have some like colored pencils right here too that we can use. I love a good colored pencil. These are all like cheap Crayolas. You don't underestimate the power of play. And I feel like you can play a lot more fluidly when you're using materials that you're confident and comfortable with. And you aren't afraid of like ruining them or abusing them or using them up or something. Which is why I like to do art also on like just a lined piece of notebook paper. It works out. Hold on. I have a little bin, a dilapidated bin that has other stuff in it. We have gold foil leaf. I have watercolors. We have soft pastels. Actually, really am curious as to what I did with my Neo colors. That's what we used for this page right here. These are the Neo color wax pastels. People like they're comparable. They're like a really fancy crayon, but they're water soluble, so you can wet them and kind of make them do different things. I have regular markers. We have so many different materials. Maybe too many different materials to choose from. Ooh. Oil pastels. More oil pastels. Ooh. So many oil pastels. Yeah, I was looking for these. I found the case for it, but I clearly need to get organized. Haha. Good joke. Good joke. Ugh. Okay. And right now I'm in the middle of like a big studio move, so clearly we need to move things. I may or may not know where they are. I definitely don't know where they are. Okay. Yes. I'm just looking at everything. We're gonna get no views for a while, and that's just the way it goes when you're starting over on a new app. But I'm gonna enjoy it. The best thing you can do is just enjoy making. Okay, so I got this. Ooh. Okay, I got this off Facebook Marketplace with like a bunch of other art supplies. Something fell and I have no idea what it is. These are Ancient Pentel, which is a Japanese company, but Pentel pastels. They're pretty old, 2007. All right, well, I guess we can make something with this. And then I also got an upgrade because these are brand new. Let's see. Each of the boxes tell you a year on them. At least this. Oh, you can smell them. This oil pastel box says circa. Copyright 2007. Pencil of America. Oh, stinky. Very stinky. Where's the date on this? I liked that it had the date. That's kind of nice. Whatever. But here's the new improved. Oh, it's so oily. We'll do our best. I may have a sensory issue with these and then just decide not to use them, but some of these pages are extremely random and a lot of them are from photographs. Yeah, delicious. Because oil pastels tend to transfer. I was drawing my followers. I would love to draw you as well, so if you hit that follow button, I have a little timer for a little activity we're going to do, but if you hit that follow button, then you can send me a picture and we can do a little drawing. I miss Haley. I want to see Haley again. Okay. Look at more of your beautiful faces. I don't promise perfection, but I do promise that I will do my best. That's all I can do. Okay. I love using a sketchbook to get some ideas out and to get some of my like jitters out when I'm doing a painting. So this we just did on the live tonight before we rudely got interrupted by TikTok closing. Okay. This looks like a great page to just put a bunch of stuff down. What are these? Hooks, price lists, packaging material, tape, lifts for table, sign up sheet and pen. Oh, I must have been doing an art market, a notebook, a card reader, and making sure I had everything that I needed. Well, I don't care anymore. I really liked all these marks over here. Pretty. I have a couple songs stuck in my head. That one that goes, all I wanted was you. I have like angsty songs in my head, I think. That one is one. And then the other one that I have stuck in my head right now is the soundtrack from Les Mis. But just one song. Just the empty chairs at empty tables where my friends will, what is it, drink no more. It's like in Les Mis at the end of the story, all after the revolution has happened and they had a big fight in the streets and a lot of people died, and he comes back to it, the like bar, the pub basically, where they used to hang out and talk about their dreams and their thoughts and plans and what they wanted in life, you know, as one does. with their friends, and they were applauding revolution there at that same bar. I really like going to performances. And I'm grateful that I didn't go to a lot of them actually as a younger person, because I wouldn't have understood a lot of them, like the social context. You see how this was definitely not waterproof, so I'm glad that I put a little sealant down. That'll work. I'll let it kind of do its thing. The oil pastels are pretty opaque, so I think that they'll be okay to go over this once it's dry. We're gonna do a little portrait studies, and because we don't have tons of people on the channel tonight, as this is our very first live stream of our own that's not really related to something else, I'm going to pull some pictures on the internet that you guys have sent me, and we'll use them. So I'll just find some that I haven't opened yet. All right, so our first, it's drying. It's acrylic paint, so it shouldn't take too long, but there are some little thick parts. Georgia Page from New Zealand. And just so you know, like in case you're new here, new with me, I collect photographs from you guys of yourselves. It's about consent, so send a picture that you feel confident and comfortable with sharing, and of yourself. Yeah, no filter, it's you, and then I will paint it, and you can send it to me, and the project is called The Garden of a Thousand Faces. And in the submission form, which is like, it's just a Google form that you can fill out, there's a spot where you can put in like a little message or a little comment or a story or a narrative, whatever you're feeling like saying. And I read them. I read them slowly but surely, and then we'll just see how things go. But Georgia says, this photo is very special to me. It is the moment that I fell in love with my partner, and she was at lacrosse practice doing dumb stuff by the goal, and she got in it with the coach. They got into a tizzy. Those were not the words that they used, but I'm going to just censor myself. Oh, that's really sweet. I love love. Okay. So now I'm going to start the drawing process. Okay. I think it has enough like tack that we'll see. We'll see. And I wish I had told people that I would be. I didn't know. I don't ever really know when I'm gonna go live. I haven't quite gotten into a steady schedule, but I try to go live as frequently as humanly possible, for multiple reasons. One, it's for me. I personally enjoy it. Secondly, also it's for you because I know you secretly enjoy it. I really like talking, so like if you come on here and you wanna talk with me, let's do it. Let's do it. We can definitely share space. Wow, that's a really beautiful blue. And it's so smooth. Let's see. I'm just going to compare like one of the 2007 products to our 2024 product that I just got in like the summer, something like that. Let's see. And I'm going to use pretty much the same color. So here is the oil pastel that we're using right now. I don't know why, I just like saying pastel rather than pastel. It's cute. Okay, so here's that, and I'm just gonna test it. I don't think it's as smooth, but I could be, like, you tell me if you know, if you've ever tried. Maybe it is. In a couple minutes, I'm definitely going to have to go turn the heat off because I have one of those old houses that the heat system is built in a way that doesn't make sense. So you have to like keep on turning it on and off in order to get it to the temperature you actually want to be at. Cool. Okay. Some of these have kind of like grit, some like gridu. I don't know. Yeah, you can see it. It's like not yellow. That's weird. I might need to clean it. Yeah, I don't usually use pastels. I just got them because it was like nostalgic. You know, did you ever use oil pastels when you were in like elementary school? That was really, I think, the last time that we used them. Ooh, it's very creamy. Okay, that was. I don't know if these are gonna work on this. I might have to just use paint. I do like the blue. That shows up really well. I don't like the material. It's not. It's very oily. You can feel it. Yeah, I gotta stop. I can't use oil pastels. I don't know. Oh, maybe one day I'll do it. Just not now. Not into it. Not big into it. Okay, well that means we're gonna paint. And I already have a little Stay Wet palette with some easy peasy colors to use just to get you in the groove with color mixing. We have quinacridone magenta, pyro orange, I can't remember, Hansa yellow light, ultramarine blue, and titanium white. A lot of people want to know what brands I like to use, and this right here is golden acrylic. I do have a tube of Winsor and Newton, but that one is the umber, so I have a little umber also if you look at the palette. Ooh, that's gross. I need like hand sanitizer. That made it worse. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna turn that heat off really quick, and we'll just keep going. Yeah, okay. We're back. We're okay. Everything's good. I'm just gonna share out our. I might not be able to share it out, but my live stream. Okay. I think my phone's gonna be going to sleep. Let's do a little sketch action now that we have our painting situation ready. And I will we'll redo this again next to it as an actual painting rather than an oil pastel, which is not my medium, and that's okay. Better to just like find that out and move forward in life rather than feel like I have to stop there. I love this live stream here because you can see the whole thing and you can see me, so we are like actually hanging out. So once we get it all up and running, and people know about it, it'll be extra fun. Okay. I'm just making sure I have everything I need. All right. I might need to play with some of the set. Well, let me know if the settings are weird and like you can't hear things or you want to hear things that you're not hearing. We can fix it. Okay. I'm just gonna. I need some headphones. It's so weird. You can't play music on here. Okay. I'm actually not listening to anything. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so this is that umber mixed with a little bit of ultramarine blue, which makes almost like a black. So we're just going to start out with a little bit of sculpting. Okay. And while I do this, I'll just talk to you. My head might be hiding behind this. What have I done? Hold on, hold on. Is it better or is it worse? Okay, I think we've settled it. Okie dokie artichoke, here we go. Oh, that dried fast. The paint water over here is so disgusting right now. I've used it for a few sessions. It's not very much water, but it's enough. And then when I'm done with the water, like we can do this now because it won't take long. I get this jug. It's an empty container from some distilled water. But I feed my plants very high quality water. And Giorgio, my chihuahua. So we're gonna do that. Pour it in. Gross. Gross water. And then I just add a little bit more. Probably want to do a good swirl before we just commit to it full send. But you know, it's nice to have a little fresh water for a painting session. Look at that. The titanium white really makes it really goopy and muddy looking. Ugh, and it smells so bad. You don't want... Ugh, it stinks. Stinky. But I did get some of Mrs. Meyer's Clean J peony scent. It smells so good, so I'm just gonna like clean the desk a little bit. Oh, it's better. Much better. I feel revived. Okay. And no, and that's literally not an ad. That's just the reality. Paint water's so gross. Okay. We'll fill this back up again. The double cup system I learned from Helen Klebasadel. I always say it wrong. I'm sorry, Helen. But I love her to pieces, and she taught me, she's a watercolorist. She taught me about this 2-cup system, and she uses it for watercolor, but I swear by it for everything. Like, it's so good. Okay, so we'll just keep it like this for now. forgot. No battery. Nice. Okay. You have to clean your mouse out every so often, don't you? It's been a while. Okay, okay. So I think what we're gonna do is add like, well, there's a lot of work to do on this little sketch piece. I've got our darkest values, I've got our lightest values, and now we have to go like push and pull in between to get really into the idea of the face. That's really cute. I like the way that one turned out a lot, actually, even though it was sticky and icky with the oil pastels. And I'm just going to record who it is. And where they're from. You know what I might do? I might send an email out to all of my followers to tell them all the different places that you can find me. And I think that this will be where we like stream. We just won't use any music. Although I also have a Twitch account, so we could also stream there. We could also stream on Insta, but I see people are like boycotting right now. And I'm totally down with the boycotts. So perhaps we don't use Meta to promote ourselves. I honestly need to learn more and be responsible and take the time to really like deep dive in and get multiple resources and data about what's going on, because they throw so much information at you on the internet that, and with a lot of energy. Like personally, I think some people put a lot of their own personal beliefs, into the things that they say on the internet. And so I do want to do my own fact checking, and I do want to do my own digging around. But all of a sudden, I've seen all of these like posts on Facebook, and a lot of the people who are making the posts are not who I would expect to maybe do a digital protest, but maybe that's just another one of my preconceived notions and implicit biases that are being shattered right now. Um, but yeah, I've seen a lot of people who are just like leaving the internet for issues of corruption and concerns over the future of like privacy regarding artwork. Because on Meta's rules, they essentially can claim ownership over all of your materials that you post, which is that's messed up. Okay, that's weird. But I understand why they're doing that is so that they can funnel their meta system, right? What is it? AI. Their AI systems. It's not right, but what I guess we have to protest. That's that's it. But yeah, need to do even more research and read into it. So that's probably what I'll do this weekend. To get current with some of the debates going on regarding social media. This is all like new territory, you know, technology and the internet and privacy and how they balance each other or like inform each other. I find it interesting how different people view looking at this, how different people view their privacy and their information that they put on the internet. It's kind of just like common knowledge that you don't put things on the internet that you don't want people to see. But what about if you do want people to see it? Like if you're marketing for your business, but you don't want people to steal it, people or robots to steal it. Then what do you do? I feel like there's just like not any way to win in this situation because AI is happening regardless of if they want it or not, you know? Mm-hmm. All I wanted was you. I like this. I'm enjoying the colors we're getting out of it. So if you've just joined us, I have a sketchbook, this sketchbook, and we're filling out some of the pages with sketches, like painting sketches of you. We did a little oil pastel, but I did not like that. That was icky, gross. Why would you want to touch that? And now we're just using a little acrylic paint that I have left in my palette to create another version of that oil pastel piece that we did. Do you like oil pastels? I'm amazed at its use, and I think they're really cool, but I just can't touch them. They're just not really my favorite to touch. I think that paint was a really good match for me. Everyone has their thing that they get into and really enjoy. It took a little while, but I do feel like I have commands of paint and of like the paintbrush, and I understand how to maneuver it in order to do or to receive the outcomes that I'm wanting. I think that's also why it's really important to have a sketchbook, is because then like you can practice and you can prepare yourself for bigger projects. And so each little sketch that I do is just preparation for something else, right? It's also very relaxing. It's very relaxing to work in a sketchbook where there's no wrong answer, there's no right answer. You just have to do, complete it, do it, fill it, enjoy it. I don't really work when I don't enjoy what I'm doing anyway, so that just like naturally comes. Are you someone who can force themselves to work when they're maybe not even vibing with it? I can, but it's not as it's not as successful. And so that kind of brings me then to the work that I'm doing with the Garden of a Thousand Faces. Like sometimes I can't. There's nothing I could do. I can't focus, I can't paint. I need to do something else. And so that's, I think, a really good reason to expand the business and start doing other things other than just painting. Classes, I sell my artwork in person, which is really fun. It's a lot of work, a lot of energy is consumed doing that, but it's a good way to meet people in a different setting and just to like get more people familiar with the work that you're working or doing, you're committed to. It's probably a common theme everywhere, but not everybody from different social circles goes to the same events. So you'll end up meeting so many new people, and you'll get repeat customers too when you try new events or you go just like out of your comfort zone and out of your norm. With this TikTok ban, if it wasn't for markets and like being able to go out in public and sell my art, I don't think I would be doing this anymore. I'd probably go back to teaching, which I think at this point I need to go and take like the foundations of reading test again. Well, not again. I didn't have to take it the first time because I was at the cutoff. I got my secondary education license so I could teach like middle or high school. And I remember Foundations of Reading was introduced like the year that I was graduating from from college. So I didn't have to do it. But a lot of my friends ended up doing it and coworkers ended up doing it. And it's like one of the hardest tests because you have to have complete command over the English language and punctuation, grammar, all of that. And honestly, like most Americans don't they don't have a good command over the English language as far as that goes. As far as like writing. And it's just a hard test, so people have to take it over and over and over again. But yeah, I don't want to do that. Um, don't want to do that at all. So very grateful for everybody who puts together and organizes these awesome events for artists to go and sell their work at. Oh, my mouse might not be alive anymore. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Cool. It's working. Wow. You can't even go on the website for TikTok anymore. It just feels weird. It's not like it really matters at the end of the day. It's just one of those things. Ooh. I like the colors and like the textures you can get there. I think we might do just like one more variation on how we represent Georgia. Yeah, okay. I think we'll just do one more representation because I really like more of the playful kind of like blockiness that we got there. Maybe it needs to be like a collage. Hmm. Probably thicker paper, right? Okay, let's go ahead. I'd like to say to you, but I don't know how. So maybe something, something, something to save me. You're my wonder. Wow. Look at these beautiful colors. Doesn't matter how they look, they're gonna be like that. That's what we wanted. You guys, I have so many songs stuck in my head, like earworms. I can't get rid of them. They're good songs, but they're there. And I don't know what to do. Arete, do you see the colors? Do you see the vision? Are you with me? Are you here? We've got an X-Acto knife somewhere. Safe and covered. Here we go. So we have a little something to cut with. Do we have something to cut on? So baby. Ooh, let's see. Probably like a piece of cardboard, right? Bing. Bam. You know you want some. Found a piece of cardboard in the pile behind me, and it will. Now it's mostly dry. We will begin. If I ever feel stuck, I can pull this out of my pocket. Just say that to yourself. If you ever feel stuck, cut it out. Cut it out, cut it out, cut it out. All right. And then I'm just gonna look like a woman. Dun, 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 dun. We'll just trim down that a little bit. Get us a nice little face shape. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be done. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. And I think a little bit of this and a little bit of that. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Well, she was looking kinda dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Okay, we've got a nice highlight color we could use for the face. Let's cut some lips. Some pucker ups, okay? And oh my gosh, okay. Tighten. It's like all of my supplies got a putty kneaded eraser on them and kind of gross. Need to clean it off. Okay. Oh, hello. Where'd she go? There's a lip on the floor. Nope. Oh, okay. Perfect. I guess this means I need an adhesive, so let's grab that. We have lots of options, but we're just going to use the ooh. The ooh. The ooh. It'll be fine. This stuff is what I remember using in like elementary and middle and high school. It worked way better than the Elmer's glue sticks. Doesn't have a scent, unfortunately. Like it doesn't have a glue smell. Okay. Then we do need a little hair. And for the hair, oh, put it over here. Actually, even before we think about the hair, we need the hood, clearly. I kind of exaggerated the hoodie here in the painting, which is fine. Okay. And here's the hair. And here's the background. For the whole shebang. And then we'll stick our hair down. Uh-oh, our hair should fit. Our hair doesn't fit. So we should come in just a little bit. And I think this is sort of more so how I did it, but here we got that part. And let's then put the face down. I love it so far. Okay. It looks so good. It's like it's very simplified shapes, very simplified. There's layers to it, but there isn't too much information. So you look at it and you kind of assume without looking at these, you know, like that would be a person. Maybe. Maybe you don't get that from it. Maybe. I don't know. Also, I feel like there's like a super big lag on the live stream, just to let you know. Um, Let me know if you feel like there is as well. You know what we could use in our little bucket caddy right here is a little hole puncher. It's not something that I use often, but like for this, it would be great to be able to hole punch a little like chin. Maybe we can make some magic happen over here with this lovely scissors. Oh, dropped it. First drop. Okay, I'm wondering if that will fix any issues that we might be having. Okay. I feel like that chin color is real deep and we might need to bring it up a notch. That's better. Nice, nice. Okay, we should put a neck on as well. We can just go like underneath, but should we do this color or should we do like this color? And then we also have this color in case we wanted to add more definition yet. Let's get the eyes done first, I guess. Excellent. Okay, and now I think maybe we need tweezers. Let's see. I should have a pair in here. Yeah. Okay, perfect. All I wanted was you. I think that this is going to end up being one of the classes that I teach this summer. Ooh, no, don't lose your eye. Don't lose it. I dropped her. Got it back. But this, yeah, I think that I'm going to teach this for the summer camp as one of the like sketchbook activities. We're gonna keep our own sketchbooks. Ooh, wipe that off. Look at that. Look at that. So this this type of activity ends up being a really cool low key kind of a vignette where you can see how different mediums impact your style and yeah, get a good sense for different mediums as well. I'm contemplating putting a little cheek action in, but I'm not certain. Drop it in the chat. Say hi. Hi, everybody. But I think we might want to do cheeks. Eyebrows. Let's do eyebrows. Eyebrows are very simple. I have a little bit of this, but it looks like it's like way darker than the eyebrow that we have available to us right there. So back to the paint box. This activity requires a lot of different skills and levels and such. One would be to find a picture that you like enough that you want to look at a few times, for like a full day, really. The second thing would be to pick out the different mediums you're going to test out. So I did acrylic paint, oil pastel, and collage. And you could do like a line drawing or something very simple over here with less materials that takes maybe less time because this one's pretty time consuming. But you could do whatever. You could crochet in your sketchbook. Nobody's stopping you. That's what the joy, that's the part of the joys of creating. Okay, to make the eyebrows easier to cut out, we went ahead and made little bubbles. I'm gonna follow that and make a squiggle. Boom, 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 boom. And then just a little snippy snip. And then the question is like, how much detail do you want to really go into? Are we going to put a nose on? Are we going to put the nose ring on? Do we want to do more layers of like contour? Which I think it would look really cool with more of the contours on there, but I'm not mad at it how it looks now either. Okay, and then do we need a nose? That's the question. Do we need a nose? Do we need a nose? Oil pastel, no noise, no noise, no nose. Collage. I want a nose because it's there, like it exists, it's a thing. But I don't, maybe we use this barely a color thing, color difference. Excuse me. All right. And then I used to be a teacher, so I like to think about modifications and alterations to like support the learning needs of your students. And so the modifications you can make to this activity are you could take more time. Time is always one modification. So you could take 2 days on this project rather than just a 1 day project. Maybe the first day you have the kids do a color study of a picture and they have to paint representationally different sized uh, squares or different shapes to focus on and help them with their color matching. some of these skills I do think might be boring for some kids, you know. Um, and what I'm going to be doing is a summer school enrichment summer camp, like it's an arts summer camp. And so you want the kids to have both learning and structure, but also like tons and tons of fun and lots of opportunity to explore and play, especially because they may not be getting that at home in the same sense, like the one-on-one interaction with family. They might just be really busy or doing other things too. I know my mom was always working, so it was kind of like a treat to go to summer camp and just do something different while she was busy. Uh, okay, how are we gonna do the teeny tiny little, oh, that's way too big. Little nose ring. That's the next piece. And do you see how small that is? It's so tiny, and we don't want to cut ourselves, so just use caution. The cardboard is your friend. Oh no, the cardboard stole it. Literally, it like went into the cardboard. It's gone. Sleepaway camp? Did you go to a, oh, what kind of sleepaway camp did you go to? I went to one in Wisconsin that was for Girl Scouts. That was really fun. And I also went to like Bible study camp when I was little called Camp Gray. I thought it was going to be awful. I actually had a lot of fun. Ugh. Oh no, this might be too small. That does not look right, but I can always go back in and repaint that piece of paper that's right there. Just doesn't want to stick down. It looks like a little piece of booger. It doesn't look right. But anyways, we'll figure this out. It definitely looks like a booger. That's gross. Gross! So we're gonna go in with a little bit of paint and we'll just take care of that. It was such a small piece of paper that it's just coated in glue. Let's see if maybe this one we can do thinner the first time. Oh, so much smoother. Okay. 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 And then I think what I'll do is I'll just like scrape a little bit of the glue off of the glue stick and like pat it on. There we go. It's so tiny, very delicate, very detailed, very dainty. So now we have a collage, oil pastel, acrylic, and we have room for one more. what should we do? Oh, and we wanted to add a neck. I remember we were thinking about a neck. And does it make more sense to do the neck gray, or that one right there is very, very dark. I didn't use this color at all, which was like that a cloak. Let's see that this is like the fun part of being an artist, is playing with paint. What separates a hobbyist from a professional is that they're making an income, some type of income, even if it's not a full income, but some type of income. And so I'm constantly thinking like, okay, well, what ways can I also like grow not only my skills in creating, but my skills in marketing this. And so I really like the idea of doing some more like workshops in portraiture. Okay. Let's do a little cut like this. And then we'll see if we have space to stick it underneath. If not, then we'll cut it shorter. I think it needs to be a little bit darker. YMC camp on Lake Ontario. That sounds like fun. Did you get to pick the camp? Or did your family like decide for you? My mom, although, you know, I complained about it, she picked some good camps for me. She used to like give me the book of all the MSCR, like summer camp things. MSCR is like medicine, school, and recreation. But I would circle the things that I wanted, and then she would like pick the ones that were affordable and at the right times for our family. But she also put me in things that I had no, like, I didn't ask for, and I really actually enjoyed the experience. Like, she put me in volunteer camp one year. That was super fun. So then I think I ended up going back for another year, a second year of that one. So, like, thinking back on my own camp experiences, I really do want to create lasting memories and create space for the kids to connect with each other, right? Like, that's why you go to camp. You can like hang out with other kids. And be really hands off as far as like that social piece of it. I want them to have their experience. Do we want a frame around this? We could put like some type of frame. Oh, that's too small. Still not right. I don't think like we need a frame, but it could be cool. All right. I'm not mad at it. I like it. I'm with it. Okay. The eyebrows are giving what they need to give. I might just kind of come in and cut a little bit out of the face on this side, if I can. Hmm. Still a little bit damp. Okay. Nice. I like it. Picasso. Okay, and then we're going to put the lid back on this Stay Wet palette so it'll be moisturized for our next use. Okay, and then here we have another spot we can do Crayola. Excuse me, a little colored pencil. We could do a little marker drawing. There's a lot of different options for over here. Let me get this out of our way. I have some Prismacolors too, just like a couple, not a lot. I took a lot of my materials with me. I have pencil, we have pen. Okay, this will be our last thing, and what do we want? What do we want? What do we want? Let me pull the picture back up and then we will commence. So before we start doing a bunch of stuff over here, let's just start out with a nice little surface. If I had gesso, I would just use a little bit of gesso right now to cover this up, but because it's a lot more affordable than white paint. And I buy gesso in bulk, like super bulk. I get the gigantic gallon and a half gallon pails of it. So it does work in sketchbooks really well. I do find sometimes that I struggle with acrylics in sketchbooks like this because it sticks to itself. So if I paint on both sides with acrylic, I have to be careful when I close it that it doesn't adhere to itself and like that it's fully dry. Just little things to think about when you're setting up a sketchbook and maintaining art practice. Okay, so that has to dry. I really like that. I enjoy the different textures that the paint offers and the different line qualities that it gives you. I like it a lot. Okay. And next up, we're going to do just a little line drawing over here. Yeah, I think that'll work. But I'm really realizing this as we're going. The acrylic paint doesn't really accept things very well. Not as like rigid and rough of a surface as gesso is. So let's use a pen that is waterproof. Literally just a Sharpie can work. Sharpies are not archival though. If you want something to be archival, you want to use something like a micron. These ones are, look at #1 archival ink right there. You would want to use something like this, and this does work, but we get a nice and thick line with the Sharpie. So whatever, it's a sketchbook. What do you care? Do you need it to look good forever or just for a bit? You know? Okay, so what are we going to end up doing over here? Do we want to put a whole different set of, because right now our objective is to finish this sketchbook, which has a lot in it, but it does have a few blank pages as well. So we could leave it, we could add stuff to it, we could change it into just a bigger sketch or bigger painting of Georgia, which could be fun because then you have 5 different pieces with different mediums and different objectives each time. Oh, I really like the idea of using this as a gigantic, just like blind drawing, like you're not looking, to see how connected your brain is to your hand and your spatial awareness. That could be fun. The other thing I have to consider is because my students at that summer camp are going to be ranging from 7 years old to 14 years old. And so that's a very large range of motor functions and a large range of like developmental stages. So if we're going to be working on something like this, we also need to talk about how do you come up with these shapes that are there. And that might be, I might think it's more obvious than it actually is and could pose a challenge. We could always make a little tutorial video as well that the kids then can go back and watch again if they want to with a classroom device. I have ADHD, so if my teachers did that, especially art, well, art I loved, so I would like actually pay attention. But if a teacher actually did make tutorial videos for each module or task that we're doing, I would look at it. I think I would appreciate it. I was definitely that kid after we got instructions and everybody started like going about their business and whatever task we were supposed to do, I'd look over to my neighbor and I'd be like, wait, can you just tell me what we're supposed to be doing right now? It was kind of embarrassing, but I really didn't have any control over that at all. I'm just waiting for that to dry up a little bit, so I'll show you a couple extra pages from the sketchbook. I came home one day and decided to do some bird doodles. These are fun. I like the colors. This was to figure out when I was painting this little study where everything is, because your eyes, your nose, and your mouth don't, like, they always go parallel with each other. They don't switch for the most part. This was a little sketch ideation for a commission painting. Turned out really good. I love it. I love it. Houghton Falls we visited. We have a whole page here. So that's like 2 pages I think we found. I really like it. I want to make this a big painting. We might end up, I might Might end up doing this one next week as like a big painting just to get it out of the way. We have space here, more sketches. This was a wax pastel, the Neo crayons, Neo Carandash. And this is a little observation painting at a friend's house. I like it. It was fun to make. And then this one I got inspired by Drewscape on YouTube, and his video was about blocking in big shapes when you're doing these types of sketches. And I agree, it helps a lot. And then these are just some sketch paintings I did of you guys, so you can send in your pictures as well. Oh, we have 2 pages to do here. A page here. I really like this. More sketches. Had a lot of fun with those. We could probably cover this up and redo it with some more portraits. This was at, I want to say this was in Dodgeville. Little pie action. And another blank page. There's some space here we can use. Space here that we can cover up and use. Space here. There's so much, we want to use the whole thing. Oh, thank you. This was a study of a tablecloth at one of the houses that I pet sit at. And just like a bunch of cats, silhouettes. This was at the house, this was when I was pet sitting the cat, Lou. And Lou was sitting in the chair there, just staring at me while I was drawing everything. And of course, you know, they covered their chair in a sheet so that he wouldn't get his fur everywhere. But he got his fur everywhere. And then this day I did some sketches, like sketch paintings with the Neo colors and I think gouache. And these ones are of different like vegetables and fruits. I just was having fun. And then over here a little, this is where I live. Some just sketches of local scenery that I thought was beautiful. And sometimes like a fun sketchbook activity is literally just to like go online and Google or go on Pinterest and search for an animal or one thing and then do it a whole bunch of times, set up like a comic. So this one is set up like a comic strip sort of. There's no real, like I didn't put a story to it, but someone else could put a story to it. And they just keep on kind of like telling a different tale with each one and a little breakaway one. And then this would be where you would put your like storyline and end credits, and maybe like another piece where like this is they're jumping into the scene. But just to get your brain kind of like thinking in a different way, because you're, as a painter at least, you're constantly thinking about one scene. But I like having like a whole bunch of them too. It tells a better story. And then this one, these are Neo color water. They're a water soluble wax pastel or wax crayon. And so I really love this material. They're so silky smooth, and there's a little gouache. I got some new colors, so I was playing with them. But it's such a fun material. I just wish that they weren't so expensive. It adds up. Each one is $2. Each crayon. And just another, this was like a sketch painting before a commission work that I was working on. So we can cover this front page too. We have so much space to do stuff, and this was at the dog park. I take pictures like everywhere I go. This is a dog park scene. There's a marsh that my dog Giorgio loves, and they had little mushrooms and some flowers. But yeah, this I liked this sketchbook, and I used it for a long time too. So it's like it's nice to be able to flip through it. Okay, that's the back cover is what we're working on right now. So we're getting it. You like the lake one? Wait, which one? The one in the front? This one ended up being a giant painting that had more paintings on the side of it. Or no, a giant painting. I changed everything about it. It ended up having like a giant cloud in the background that kind of cascaded across the whole like surface. Um, and I really love how that one turned out. Okay, so we have this amazing spread. We're gonna finish with a little drawing, and then I thought maybe it would be good to just cover this whole space up and use it as well for the same exact purpose and subject as we have over here. We could just take another piece of paper and do it on there. So one of the things that hi another butt for chair. Um, one of the things that I want to really do this year as in my art practice is treat my canvases like they are my sketchbook. Because I treat my sketchbook, I create rules for myself, I have order and structure. I break those rules sometimes as well, just depending. But it's all about exploration and challenging the understandings that you already have. And also like getting rid of fear. So like that fear to be amazing, get rid of that. We don't need it. So perhaps I may end up having some canvases that have bits and pieces of like collages on it and coming off of it and foldies. Maybe, maybe. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little sketch right here of Georgia with Sharpie. And I love this. You get to see how confident you are with different materials and how trusting you are of your own process by using different materials, and just like let whatever style comes out of it flow out of you. And I guess this is a good time as any to remind you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I don't have a ton of videos yet. I've posted some, so you should check them out. I don't mind the live streams unless you enjoy watching live streams that are like post recorded, like recorded and posted. Because I did a collaboration with a cool art gallery on a university campus in Wisconsin at the University of Wisconsin Whitewater, and they had me drawing their students and staff during that time period. So there's a bunch of drawings posted and like drawing sessions, and that just clarifies like what a lot of the content is. But and I'm a TikTok traveler. I don't know what you want to call us, but turning in my TikTok days and coming over to see what is happening over here. All right, so that's totally different, but it's a different material. We're using Sharpie instead of paint, oil pastel. This is really paint, but it's collage. And we have another whole piece here that we could do whatever we want on, whenever we want, however we want to. I'm not gonna put it in the book yet, but because I want to make sure I actually can use it, and I might not be able to if it's like off the page, but if I do it this way, we have two views, one shut and one open. Do we end up actually just like cutting this into more quadrants and doing more mediums over here? Because that's the option, and it's a fair option. Or do we just do like a big portrait right there? Choices. Okay, so if we were to split it into eight little boxes to do stuff in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, then I would have to come up with more mediums. Watercolor, we could do that. Oil, we could do oil paint. It would take a while to dry, which is nice because then we can put this in later. We could do, so that's 2. We could do gouache. Gouache is different than watercolor. I love gouache. I live by gouache. Gouache is delightful. And if you say pretty please, I'll show you what's inside of my gouache sketchbook. I'll just give you a little sneak peek at one piece, whichever, it's random, I just opened it to. I love gouache so much respect for it, and it's something like people don't know about, but look at what you can accomplish with it. So gouache is on my good list. It's one of my favorite mediums. Definitely would suggest trying it if you've never tried it. I went out in public. This is a little sketch I did of some people. Yeah, we love gouache. This is our mostly gouache, almost all gouache. This is gouache with colored pencil. Gouache is nice with colored pencil because it's matte, it dries matte, and so it's got like a little like a crunch to it that helps adhere the colored pencil. But so I've got so many pieces in here. Okay, so this is gouache. So we could do gouache, watercolor, oil paint, charcoal. That's 4. We just need 2 more, and then we've really got this whole thing. We could do one that's like totally colored pencil. So that's, oh, we want 8. Gouache, watercolor, oil, colored pencil, charcoal. That's 5. So we need 3 more. What are 3 art mediums that you know about that we haven't talked about yet? And I've done acrylic. So acrylic, we're done with. Oil pastel, we did. Collage, marker. I did like a outline with black ink. So it's just black and white. That's 4. We already did. And then we're going to do 8 more. So for the 8 more, we have acrylic, gouache, watercolor, oil. It's all paint. 4 more. Charcoal, colored pencil, can you think of 2 more? With the black marker, you liked it? Well, you like the other things. Like, I do a lot of sketching. Where are the ones I did earlier? Oh, here they are. Earlier on the live, we did some pen and ink. I also did contour drawings of hair just to see if, like, can you tell it's a person? And then they work nicely because then you have to use your brain to think like, okay, well, if I were to use a pen now on this, how would I draw the face? So these are kind of like fun little brain teasers. But this is my style of drawing with a ballpoint pen. I could do ballpoint pen too because like that's going to be a very... There's a bug. There's a really big stink bug in here. We could do ballpoint. These, and then these other ones are from like a couple of years ago, from 2022. I'm gonna write like what the, excuse me. It's collage, 2 L's. I can't spell. I can, but I'm just not mentally there. Clearly. I knew it. It just says 1. But what better way to write collage than to collage how about that? All right. You like the ballpoint? Sweet. Okay. So let's divide our paper, and then we can like dedicate each space to it. We might not finish all of it tonight, but we will get a little bit done. I bought one of these for myself. They're super nice. But I don't always have to use a ruler. Let's see. 8.5. So we're gonna go 4.25. And then let's just measure 4.25 down here so that even. If you ever were like, I wish that I could do that, I hope that you stick around and join me in creating, even if it's just with a ballpoint pen. You know what I mean? Like a ballpoint pen gets the job done. Everybody's happy. All right. There's half. Halfway point. I won't do the oil painting today. Oh, that was terrible. All right, I think that looks good. That's like approximately the theme size. Okay, should we do a ballpoint first? I have a little ballpoint pen right here ready to go. We can do it right here. I think that would be the right spot for it. Honestly, anywhere. We have 8 spots, so we're going to do all of them. Okay. And I will, man, I can't even tag people and like tell them. I guess I can I'll email them. I'm gonna see if maybe they have an Insta account. It's just it's like fun to see how you're, yeah. No, they're on TikTok. It's just fun. It's a fun thing to see how other people see you or interpret you through their artwork. Okay. I do enjoy setting a timer and using that to kind of like promote more enthusiasm and speed. It's got a little magnets on the back so we can keep it up. Let's see. Can you see it? I think you can. Probably going to take longer than that, but at least we can get like really started. Oh, this ballpoint pen kind of, it's a little dry for a moment. We got the classic hair flip. Let's put our hoodie in the background there. Okay, that was more so just to give me pressure. A little pressure. Now, Oh, and you guys, you can submit your photo too if you'd like. And I do commission work as well. Right now I'm running a special if you want a, we're thinking ahead for Valentine's Day, if you want like a portrait ballpoint drawing of someone you love, including yourself or your pets or whoever. They're only $15 and they include shipping. So I'll mail it to you. Either ballpoint or I could do like a painting sketch for the same price because both of them are fun for me to do. The paintings would probably be just a little bit more money because of the cost of materials, but $15 for a custom sketch is pretty legit, if I do say so myself. And this one's just really a quick little demonstration for this purpose. I think I will take pictures of this little spread from the sketchbook and provide it as an example for the students in the summer when we have to talk about like how, what are they going to do today? Here's an option. I don't think I want to like make them all do like a project because we're not grading them at all. It's just more so that there's a lot of options and they can like pick from them. All right, I like it. I like it a lot. And that's just gonna get added into this right here. I think I'll write like on here what each is as well. Or should I write it on here? When I shut it, we're gonna have multiple and this doesn't have a page. So we should probably do it on the paper, right? Okay, so then we got more. So we'll do ballpoint pen, we'll do gouache, oil, acrylic, colored pencil, charcoal we said. And it'd be crazy if we glued it this way and then we ended up having even more room. Because then we do 10 different mediums or 10 different styles in addition to the 4 that we already have here. We'd have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But I don't think we have to go that intense, you know what I mean? I think that's probably good enough for now. Okay, it is 2 a.m. It's time. There's a bug staring at me. I'm gonna get it. Hold on. Gross, gross, gross. It's one of those super big stink bugs. They're really pretty though, but they fly and they've been having babies in my home. No. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate your thoughts and your conversation, and we'll continue this process of filling in this sketchbook and also figuring out how to demonstrate different styles of painting with different mediums and how one person can create a lot of different styles of the same exact thing and lots of different representations. There's nothing that holds you back, and you can do whatever it is that you want to do in your sketchbook. But this is just one tool to be able to see sort of like your growth and then make decisions about what medium that you actually enjoy using and have the space for as well, and the knack for, and the curiosity to ask questions and try different things and take risks. So I'm gonna pause the live now or end the live now, and I'll come back on tomorrow, and we'll continue with this and do a couple of other things as well. Thanks for checking in, and I'll see you next time.